All right, just got a couple of soil reports back and wanted to go over a few of the key markers that we're always looking at when we analyze our soil reports. First of all, Logan Labs is our go-to for soil reports. Big shout out to Logan Labs. We're comparing, these are two soil reports. I've got them taped together just so that you can line up all the different markers here. So this is Rexius, you can see here. That's our bulk soil provider that we use. F2 out, that stands for the spent soil from flower room 2 after a 9-week flower cycle. So we're just comparing what was in our spent soil to what Rexius has in their bulk soil. So starting off with a few of the key markers here, the pH on Rexius at 5.8, our spent soil sitting at 6.5. That's pretty typical. The pH tends to want to climb when you run a flower cycle, and all the biology does that work. All of our main markers of phosphorus, calcium, magnesium, and potassium much more elevated than the more blank bulk soil that we're getting. But the main thing that we're looking for are the ratios and the percentages of the calcium, the magnesium, and the potassium that you can see here is very close to a 6-to-1 ratio, with 63% calcium on down to just 10%, just below 10% on the potassium and 13% on the magnesium. That's a pretty good sign that our ratios on the cal, mag, and potassium that we've talked about before are staying on point. The other thing that is a bit of a red flag that we always look for are the nitrate levels here. You can see the parts per million of nitrates sitting at about 100 on the Rexius soil, 281 on ours. That's a bit of a red flag. That's more nitrates in our soil than I would like to see. But in general, the main things that we're trying to track on our soil reports is we're looking for these ratios on the calcium, the magnesium, and the potassium. We want to make sure that the overall bank accounts of the calcium, the magnesium, and the potassium on those exchangeable cations are jacked. And we want to make sure the nitrate levels aren't too high. In general, these are pretty good looking soil reports. Make sure to use Logan Labs if you do need any soil reports done. They're a great resource. For 65 bucks, you can get a saturated paste and a soil report inside of about a week or two. Very easy to work with them. We've been working with them for years. Anyway, if you have any questions about your cultivation or soil reports in general, hit us up and we'll talk soon.